Coach, regular signing period is here. I announced 2 more in addition to the fall that signed NLIs, and they'll be here, next fall, and then 1 walk-on who's committed and their deposits in and all that good stuff. So just announce who those ladies are and what they'll bring to the table here to the Penguins next year.
We've added Brianna Bartlett. She's from Indiana. She's a little 5'8", 5'9" setter. We've also added Rachel Gambow, who's a transfer from Towson University. She's from Lake High School, so she's more of a local player for us too. And then we also added Samantha Diebold. She's from Cincinnati area, comes from a really great high school program in Mount Notre Dame. So really excited about adding these 3 to the first signing class of Egler and Watson. But Bartlett brings in a lot of tenacity in the setting role for us. A little smaller, but pretty quick, pretty athletic. Has a great mentality, hates to lose. And she's really excited to be a Penguin, so I think she'll add another dimension for our setting position with Casey. Rachel Gambow, kind of a surprise for us, was looking at transferring, and Ben had looked at her from his previous place of employment, so she's kind of familiar with the coaching staff here, and just a great player, just a great person, smart student, so she'll bring that to the table along in the gym for us. So she'll definitely push our DSs and our liberos, and we look for her to contribute almost immediately. And then Diebold is just a small little get after it, fiery player. I've watched her quite a bit this spring, and she, like I said, she comes from a great high school program, really had to push hard to get playing time there, and got great training throughout her high school career. So once again, she's really excited to be a Penguin, and we look for her to contribute almost immediately also with just the ball control aspect.
Egler and Watson in the fall also came from very solid high school programs. Is that something that you target when you try to rebuild a program, kids that come used to winning in the past?
Yeah, I mean, winning is definitely a tradition that you have to build, and I think getting players here that are used to winning and that know the feeling of winning and know the hard work that it takes to win is definitely something that we've looked for. Watson took her team to the state Final Four, and she was a main contributor on our team, and definitely a leader, and she's got the great work ethic and the hate-to-lose mentality. Same thing with Egler. She took her team further than they've been in quite a few years, so just a great all-around player. She can play right side, outside. She's set for her high school. She'll add a lot of ball control and just high knowledge of the game for us. So we're just adding better players, better, higher volleyball IQs that should take us, hopefully, to that next level next year.
With Gambow, recruiting somebody who already has college experience, was that something that you were targeting, or was that just kind of something that fell into you?
It kind of fell into our lap, but it's definitely something that I think that we need and will benefit from that. Just playing at the college level for 2 years and kind of knowing the day in and day outs of what's expected of you as a student athlete and kind of knowing the pace of the game, that will definitely help us next year since we are going to be so young.
Wrapping up the spring season, I know you've played in a couple tournaments and things so far, but maybe just talk about some areas of growth that you've seen since the spring season started.
I think team chemistry has definitely come around. Just talking with our leaders and our captains, they feel like the team is getting along pretty well. We're trying to get them to push each other in the gym a little more, but we're starting to make fewer errors. I think that's key for us. I know in the fall, we just made a ton of just unforced errors, so I noticed in our tournaments, we're not making those radical errors, keeping the ball in play more. Our hitters have definitely improved as far as just tempo on the balls that they're hitting. Jackie's come a long way. We're really excited with her progress. I think Johnson's come a long way in the middle. She came from, a small program, so she's starting to really come along. So we're just trying to build our leaders now. I think we're just so young, and nobody's really been expected to be a leader on this team, so we're trying to meet with our captains a weekly basis, just trying to get them to kind of take charge of the program.
I know that you were talking about moving Missy around a little bit, maybe to the right side, and obviously Casey played a lot of back row last year. Maybe just talk about how those two have accepted their new roles.
Yeah, we talked to Missy a lot about playing right side, and I think she didn't really understand why at first. We played her over there pretty much most of the spring, and I think we really like her over there. She just adds a lot of different dimensions as far as being able to hit some quicker tempo stuff, add some ball control to that right side where we can leave her all the way around, and just gives us definitely a different look in serve receive. A lot more options for her to hit, from pin to pin, And, you know, talking with Casey, she likes having Missy over there. And so we really try to focus on just keeping her over there on the right side this spring, getting her comfortable with it, getting the rest of the team comfortable with it. And she has a bigger block. She's a pretty good blocker. And that's something that, you know, we're going to need in the fall. Casey's done a decent job. You know, she's gotten better. She still, you know, needs to progress a little bit, but really focused on just having her work harder, getting a little faster, and just trying to, you know, be a leader on the court and take charge of the team.
And then just talk about maybe some goals that you have between now and then, you know, when fall gets here in August and everybody comes and, you know, the season's just a couple weeks away.
Right. I mean, we're finishing up this spring right now. We're trying to get, you know, their fall goals set and what they want to come in as far as physical shape. We're trying to get most of our players to play a little more in the summer, talk to incoming kids, trying to just get that family-oriented, you know, feel going on. And trying to get them to, you know, come here over the summer and just work out with our strength coach and just keep the hard work that we've done this spring, try not to lose that coming into the fall.
Now, as far as you guys as coaches, is this a busy time for recruiting, you know, over the summer that you're looking at 2012 recruits and 13s and beyond and things like that? Or, you know, what maybe you guys?
We're starting to slow up here. We're definitely looking forward to the quiet period in May. Ben and I have been out starting, you know, mid-January pretty much every weekend. So we're definitely looking for a little breaks come May, and then June we'll be back out recruiting. We're starting to hopefully close in on some 2012s. You know, we had to refocus on a little bit on 2011, so that kind of slowed that process. But we've had a ton of recruits on campus, and hopefully we'll have 2012 locked up by June is our goal.
And then obviously in July is a big time for camps.
Yeah.
Maybe just talk about some of those options for, you know, the team camps and individual camps, and maybe some benefits that they would have of, you know, coming on campus and participating in those camps.
Right. The team camps are great. You know, obviously our first weekend hopefully is full, and we're still looking for some teams on the second weekend. But it's a great time just to, you know, spend a night in the dorms, get to know some of the college players. You know, they'll ref the games and they'll be around, kind of just get the campus feel. And obviously, you know, Ben and myself will be around willing to help any coaches. And usually the competition's pretty good, so it's great for us too. We get a little, you know, local recruiting in. And then obviously we changed our skills camps around this year, so we got some just day camps as far as, you know, we have a hitting camp, we have a setting camp, defense camp, and a serving camp just for one day, which I think will be great. Hopefully we can get some more local kids here.